Bud Light is not the only brand that's thinking this way, right? That is like the main reason all of corporate America is going woke. People say, well, why are all these companies going woke? Well, it's the same reason why Bud Light is going woke, is that they quite literally know that the greatest transfer in wealth is about to happen.
You guys see that right there? I was just talking to the gas station attendant. There was a bunch of dudes in line, and I just sounded off. I'm like, hey, excuse me, guys. And the whole line turned and looked at me, and I said, will any of you guys ever buy Bud Light again? And all these rednecks that live around me, and I are one too, they're like, nope, never. And the attendant, you know, I think they perked up in that they realized we haven't been selling a lot of Bud Light lately. And I'm like, and you never will, gents. And they said, we'll have them come pick it up next Tuesday. So fun time. My little town is holding the line. And some dude in line said, hey, go woke, go broke. And so good times.
I think words are really necessary about what's happening right now. But for Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light, all Bud products, you know me, you know how many of these get refilled in my fridge every week.
Yes.
Cheers.
Yes. Here you go woke, you go broke.
I'm a businesswoman. I had a really clear job to do when I took over Bud Light. And it was, this brand is in decline. It's been in decline for a really long time. And if we do not attract young drinkers to come and drink this brand, there will be no future for Bud Light. So I had this super clear mandate. It's like, we need to evolve and elevate this incredibly iconic brand. And what I brought to that was a belief in, okay, what does evolve and elevate mean? It means inclusivity. It means shifting the tone. It means having a campaign that's truly inclusive and feels lighter and brighter and different and appeals to women and to men. And representation is at sort of the heart of evolution. You've got to see people who reflect you.
Well, I'm really happy to know that she knows that there are only two genders, male and female. Glad to hear her say that.
In the work. And we had this hangover. I mean, Bud Light had been kind of a brand of fratty, kind of out of touch humor. And it was really important that we had another approach.
Political commentator, Black Conservative Perspective, put out a video talking about Bud Light and the what could be done to push back against these crazy woke trans people and all just the wokeness. And I found his take to be very spot on. So he did mention a part about Matt Walsh's idea, at least that's where I think that first idea came from, where just pick one company at a time and just boycott that company, just pound it, boycott that one company, pick another company, move on to the next. Because yeah, I agree, they're just going to keep popping up. But what Greg Foreman, who is Black, who runs the channel Black Conservative Perspective, said, he brought up another interesting point about this, and that there is a massive transfer of wealth that is happening from the baby boomers to Gen Z, because as older people pass on and their wealth is then passed on, these young people are going to be buying more products. So let's just take a look at what he said, and then I'll give the rest of what I think.
I think that a boycott against Bud Light could work, but there has to be a sustained focus on it, and it can't be something that we're just done with in the next couple of weeks when the next company goes woke. I mean, all these companies are woke, right? So you got to focus on one, okay? Make a point out of it, okay? Hurt them in the pocket so bad that essentially they get the picture, and other brands and companies figure out, hey, you know what? Maybe this whole movement of trying to disrespect and disregard our old customers just because they're older while trying to target new customers, maybe that's not going to work, okay? Because Bud Light is not the only brand that's thinking this way, right? That is like the main reason all of corporate America is going woke. People say, well, why are all these companies going woke? Well, it's the same reason why Bud Light is going woke, is that they quite literally know that the greatest transfer in wealth is about to happen, okay? With the baby boomer generation, you know, getting older, okay, passing away, what happens to that money? Well, that money is transferred to the younger generation, and the younger generation consume more, right? They get that money. And again, the greatest wealth transfer ever is about to happen. That's a well-known fact in the financial services industry, okay? Older people that have the money, dine out, Younger people are getting that money, and these brands are hopping on that. They're jumping on that because they know that, okay, these are the consumers of tomorrow. So
what he's saying makes perfect sense. And I think he has like a background in like finance or something like that. So he brings that perspective. But here's the thing that I would just add to that. Because those young people have been indoctrinated in the schools, it makes them even more susceptible to this wokeness. So it's not just that the wealth will be transferred, because one could reason that that has always happened. You know, older people pass on, they leave their money to their children, so on and so on. But we've never really had a time in America where we've seen where it's actually been dangerous that these young people are getting the wealth of their grandparents, parents, and they're quite literally in a cult. These young people have been radicalized in schools. Y'all know I say this all the time. They are in a cult. The school is the sanctuary. This is where all the indoctrination goes down. This is where they do their worship. This is where it happens. And so when you're passing this wealth down to your children who have been indoctrinated, well, guess what? You're going to see even more. Could you imagine even more brands going woke? I mean, I feel like it's all over the place now. When you go to Target, when you go to, I mean, it's literally all over the place. So could you imagine you have all these uneducated, indoctrinated young people who are literally spending money that they did not earn. So there's that component on top of it as well, on bullcrap, on equity and inclusion and DEI programs. And then what do you think they're going to do? They're going to take that money. They're going to go into politics. They're going to go into these corporations. They're going to go in. They're going to get further indoctrinated when they go into the universities. So this is a major problem. And if we do not, people who are concerned about this, people who are concerned about America, people who, you know, it's not just conservatives. You know, this spans beyond just conservatives. People who are concerned about this nation. If we do not come up with something that stops this or come out altogether in full force in trying to stop this, it's going to be a problem. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I love you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.